pleasure to be with you. I had enjoyed it last time when you organized this convention, and it's really great that I'm with you again. And when I saw the title of this convention, I said, I mean, I cannot share a little bit of the work I'm doing with the Council of Europe. I mean, I'm facilitating together with my colleagues. I'm sure a number of you know about it already. Maybe some of it might not be new at all, but I think it would be good to reflect a little bit about it and find out a little bit what's happening at a European level. So I'm just going to share my presentation now. And let's see. Oh. Yeah, I think this should work now. So in reality, what I taught today is really, as I said, frame youth work within the human rights agenda through the work that the Youth Department of the Council of Europe is doing together with its 46 member states, and which at the moment I happened to be chairing. I mean, one thing which we really need to remember is that, and it's really taken from one of the publications that the Council of Europe has put towards this area, which is Compass, and which has been republished in 2022, and that human rights culture is not merely a culture where everybody knows their rights, because knowledge does not necessarily equal respect. And without respect, we shall always have violations. And this is why I believe that it is important to frame youth work within this human rights perspective, because this is what the youth workers in reality are doing, really trying to not only to promote the knowledge, but also live the Human Rights Convention. I mean, it would be, wait, it's again a reminder is that therefore the human rights culture is when young people have the knowledge about and respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms, when young people have a sense of individual respect and respect for others, and that they value human dignity, when young people demonstrate attitudes and behaviors that show respect for the rights of others, when they practice genuine gender equality in all spheres, when they show respect, understanding, and appreciation of cultural diversity, particularly towards different nationality, ethnic, religious, linguistic, and other minorities and communities, and when they are empowered and active citizens, when they vote for democracy, social justice, communal harmony, solidarity, friendship, and when they really are active in furthering the activities of international institutions aimed at the creation of a culture of peace based upon universal values of human rights, international understanding, tolerance, and nonviolence. And this is why I said it's good to remind a little bit what this international institution, which is the Council of Europe, is doing in this area, which in a way may engage with you to help you further and your policies in Scotland, which in reality I think they're one of the best, but at the same time the participation coming from Scotland to Europe is very little. So it's really good to be with you today. So on the European front, as we all know that since 1972, the Council of Europe has become the main driving force behind youth policy development and youth work in Europe. And in 2030, we have launched a new youth sector strategy engaging young people with the Councils of Europe's values, which our governments, all the governments within the Council of Europe have endorsed. And in reality, the mission of this youth sector strategy is really broadening youth participation, so that young people are participating meaningfully in the decision-making processes at all levels, on the basis of a broad social and political consensus and in support of the participatory governance and accountability. So that's the first mission. The second mission is really strengthening young people's access to rights, so that young people and all forms of youth civil society can rely on an enabling environment for the full exercise of all their human rights and freedoms, including concrete policies, mechanisms, and resources. And the last mission is to deepen the youth knowledge, so that young people's democratic engagement is supported by the communities of practice that are producing knowledge and expertise. And the result of this, the four pillars of this youth sector strategy are revitalizing pluralistic democracy, young people's access to rights, living together in a peaceful and inclusive society, and the last but not least is youth work. And why am I really presenting this? It's really to show that at a European level, the human rights work and youth work are really interconnected to each other. I mean, and it has been like this, as I said, since 1972, but it is the first strategy now that one of the key priorities besides young people's access to rights is youth work. And I think it's really important to note this, especially in view of having at the moment Scotland trying to renew the youth work strategy, because this is a way on how we can connect to an European institution, which in reality is supporting the same values that you would like to have in your country. And it is also a way where you can lobby, because your government has, in a way, endorsed this strategy. So what else has happened, and what else can you use as your lobbying tools? In 2010, the Council of Europe has, in a way, published the Council of Europe Charter for Education, for Democratic Citizenship and Human Rights Education. And it was also adopted by the Committee of Ministers within one of the Council of Ministers recommendation in 2010. And the Council of Europe has also a human rights education youth program. And a further dimension to the program is the publication of Compass, which is downloadable and which you can use in your youth work activities. But an interesting thing is also a program of European and national training courses for trainings and multipliers. And I had really highlighted these little bits. I can go onto the website now just to show you a bit, because at the moment there is a call for activities for national and regional training courses in human rights education, which you yourselves, your organizations can apply for and have this kind of training in your own country. This is the website of the Council of Europe Youth Department, and it's really the part of the website which is really focusing on youth work, human rights, and the human rights program of the Youth Department. So and as we all know, human rights is a way of life, and us as an institution and us member states as part of the institution also try to live this way of human life. And again, another thing I really wanted to share, because I think that it's the most important thing in how youth workers think and how we act, and the work we do is the co-management system of the Council of Europe. I mean, we really cannot embed human rights work as youth work if we really don't engage the young people in our participation processes and into the decision-making processes. And therefore, I am a unique system which the Council of Europe has, and which can, in a way, be replicated. This is why I'm sharing this good practice as an example in national institutions, is the way young people are engaged in the policy decision-making framework of the Youth Department of the Council of Europe. How does it work? In reality, we have the Advisory Council, which is made of 30 young people coming from different national youth councils and also European youth organizations. We've got the European Steering Committee for Youth, which at the moment I'm chairing, and this is the delegates from the different 48 member states, and together they form the joint council of the Council of Europe, where as a group they really get together to decide and make all the decisions that the Youth Department of the Council of Europe is taking. So in reality, it is really a co-management body, a co-management department, and this is why I'm saying that the human rights is a way of life, because unless we say we live what the Human Rights Charter is trying to put forward, we really can't say that youth work is human rights work. I think I stop here. I mean, I didn't plan to say much. I just wanted to reflect a little bit, to bring to you Europe in this convention, to bring about European policy in this convention, and keep in mind how European policy can support you and how you can embed European youth policy in your work. Thank you.